There's more people at home, both operating and announcing even from remote places. And fan engagement is now a critical element for success in these industries. So what are the challenges in that journey? So really it's ensuring we have high quality, real-time video and audio transmission. So we want to hold that to the highest value as we can and not kind of reduce that to a lower quality. So an efficient collaborations among remote teams is very, very important as well. Engaging fans effectively through production techniques. And really it needs to be solid. There's really no room for failure. I think the age of experimenting and making sure or trying things is past, and so now we're looking for solid solutions. So innovation tools and techniques, innovative tools and techniques, really to understand production. If you want to look at the production hub, I think might be all familiar with, but it's the heart and brain of live production. It's where all the decisions are made on what the viewer is going to see at home, whether it's on their TV or their device. And really, it's a production switcher, audio mixer, replay, graphics, media. It's all part of that production hub. And we plug into certain parts of this with Simply Live, which is a recent acquisition of RIEDEL. It's a production suite. And we also plug in with our MeteorNet products, which is an infrastructure product that moves audio and video around on networks and fiber networks. Coordination and speed of communication are also critical. And what most people know us for is for our intercom solutions, right? And so those plug into the production hub as well at certain places. But what's next? What's the role of manufacturer in this process? So really, it's, like I said, RIEDEL is known for our intercom solutions, but we also acquired Simply Live, and so that's more of a user-facing first bench type of product. And then in the middle, we have our infrastructure product that kind of ties everything together. And really, how do you leverage that? These are designed to make remote and cloud production more accessible and efficient. And then it's software defined, which means it can advance as the needs of the production increase. So really, what's the demand on the production side? They want seamless live video and audio transmission, right? High definition feeds from multiple locations. Low latency audio for clear communication. Real-time remote control of cameras and equipment. And they want this all to live seamlessly on the cloud, on-prem, and a mix of both. On the cloud production side, we're looking for remote operators, remote announce, automated backups for data security, centralized content storage, and scalable process and rendering capabilities. So they want to put all that kind of heavy lift off, into the cloud so that they can increase the production value without increasing their plant. Fan engagement, of course, very, very important. People on their devices and second screens. So they're looking for multiple camera angles, right? Enhanced telemetry data, second screen offerings, on-site and off. They want to choose the experience they have. They're not satisfied with just sitting in the seat, whether it's in the stadium or in their home. They want to be engaged. They have fantasy over here. They have telemetry over here. And then we'll talk about this a little bit later, is officiating efficiencies. So how does technology lend into how games are officiated, how efficiently they're officiated, and improving the decisions that are made. So what's the future of live production? So from RIEDEL's perspective, our live production suite are on-prem and cloud solutions. We also offer, TDM over fiber, IP, and hybrid video solutions. The development focus really continues to simplify both local and remote sports production, allowing lower cost productions to be realized. From the user perspective, they want it to be extremely intuitive and responsive, and it lends itself to be utilized in a variety of demanding sports and live events with minimal ramp up or training for operators. That's kind of key at this point, is what people want to ramp up real quick. Maybe there aren't the traditional operators in front of these things anymore, so they want minimal training and quick on-ramp. Our goal is to offer our customers the highest levels of flexibility with software-ready and interconnected solutions that address their needs. And hopefully that's something we can offer to our customers and also our partners as they look to us to improve their installations. But how are we doing that? So let's look a little bit of the future of Artist Intercom and the evolution of the cloud. And people who aren't maybe familiar with our Artist Intercom, the Artist is basically the matrix main brain of our intercom solutions. So most of our products are app-based. So you have the hardware, and then you can load different applications onto the user panels as you want to use them. So that means maybe one day it's used for intercom, maybe another day or it's used for control as far as video control and audio control. And also there's an audio monitoring application as well. So, and all these can be loaded on the same panel, used at the same time, or different days depending on how you're going to use it. And today, all the mixing occurs on our decentralized frames. Now, they can be connected, and it all looks like one big system. But now we're looking at what's the next level? What's the next level of decentralized IP? So think about maybe there's a different intercom engines that are used in a single ecosystem, and we're also going to place those intercom engines on COTS servers or hosted in a public cloud. So now we're thinking about you're not looking at this central matrix anymore. You put it on the cloud, and you can log in, log out as you need it. You can ramp up, ramp down as you need it. So that really gives you the ideal combination of on-premise devices plus cloud-based intercom, allowing greater flexibility when spinning productions up and down. And then as part of this, obviously, you can imagine that once it's in the cloud and is more virtualized, that devices come into play. Now, we have app-based virtual intercom panels now, but they're just going to evolve even more and be more user-friendly. So now I'd like to give a couple of examples on how technology has advanced sports, both from the fan level and also from the officiating, from how the sport's played, and kind of change the rules around technology. So RIEDEL's been involved with F1 since almost the beginning of RIEDEL, so probably 25 plus years. They came to us with needs for two-way radios at first, but now it's evolved to where we handle all the communications for F1. And we actually travel from our managed service part of the company. We travel teams of intercom experts and communication experts around with each team. And it's so secretive that those teams can't even go out to dinner at night because it's, you want to remain separate. So in that case, we've absolutely evolved the sport through communication. And then on the video side as well, we handle all the network of video transmission throughout the compounds and things like that. So one example of how technology has really evolved that sport and made it better for the fan and better for the officiating and better for the racers themselves. In the US, we handle a bunch of different sporting leagues. And so we have bits and pieces in each of these sport leagues and networks on the communication side, on the video side, and things like that. And the next slide will take you through absolutely, what we did for MLB and how that's kind of changed the way the umps communicate to the fan.
Yeah, this thing, just above the hand.
Lindsay, a close call. So umpires will have microphones for the 2022 season. Here is an example of how the system works. Chris Taylor's the batter. First pitch is up and in, so the second pitch is...
That's the worst.
So as the replays clearly indicate this is a hit by pitch, hits the hand, not the bat. Remember, hand's not part of the bat. Joe Madden decides he wants to challenge it anyway, which means we get to see Ted Barrett go to work.
Stay away this nowadays.
The call on the field is hit by pitch. The Los Angeles Angels are challenging the call.
All right, so we get a little glimpse at the mic'd umpires.
This year, the umpires all have personal microphone and earpiece sets, so that means in LA we didn't see the bulky headphones that we used to. Instead, the crew chief and the calling umpire go to the foul line. Chief announces who is challenging what, and after New York renders a decision, the umpire communicates the call and outcomes, if applicable, over the public address system.
Yeah, this isn't, a lot of guys do, it'll hit the bat and they'll act like they, especially if they've got 2 strikes, they'll act like it got hit.
After review, the call is confirmed. The batter was hit by the pitch. The Los Angeles Angels lose their challenge.
Automatic first down.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. This is an NFL game.
It's so good for the game, right, to be able to have these explanations. Because how many times do we get reviews where we know what's going on in the game, but there could be a few different things that they're looking at, you just don't totally know. This is a good thing. It's a good thing for
it actually moves the game along because they're not having to gather all together and talk about the call as much. They can just communicate through technology, right? So in this case, we have the Bolero, which is our wireless intercom pack. We have a version called the Bolero S, which is this pack right here, which is basically just a smaller version of the Bolero that we have downstairs at the booth. It's stripped down. It's about the size of playing cards, a little bit bigger than playing cards. Strip the display away, so it's very compact. It's an internal battery, things like that. So it's more sporting event focused. The mic and earpiece, it's basically a lavalier mic and an earpiece all in one that connect to the Bolero S. The PTT button is on their belt, so it's just a very large button. I think he's got it maybe right there. It's just a very large button, so it's very easy to hit, even when you have gloves on. And again, they have a connection to New York and also a feed to the Stadium PA through this system. And this is a nice quote from Christopher about, they've been looking for something like this. They've tried different solutions. This is one they kind of settled on. And I think at this point they've gone away from the lavalier backup, but this is, building trust in the technology before they get rid of the backup. On the NFL side, so if you watch the NFL refs, we also have the Bolero S on the NFL refs. So again, they can talk to each other using that same PTT button. They can also hear New York. If there's any questionable calls. I think it was last week where, was it the Browns game that one of the guys got ejected? That came right from New York. It was within 3 minutes of the hit. And he was ejected from the game because it came down from New York into their earpiece, and it moved the game along. They're able to, and then so back to New York. So there's a central production room in New York that each game gets a station, and we have intercom panels at each station, which can talk directly to the refs. And then they have 3 roaming kind of senior refs that watch every game, and they talk to the refs as they officiate. They also use it for training, so they're able to maybe it's a new referee that's on the sideline. They can kind of direct them as far as positioning and things like that. Really interesting on how that's evolving the officiating in the NFL. So SailGP, I don't know how many people have kind of paid attention to SailGP, but it's an interesting sport. So they took the America Cups type of ships, of boats, and really evolve the technology that's involved with them. So the sail is actually all carbon fiber, and it's filled with electronics that deal with communication, telemetry data, all kinds of things, video feeds, things like that. So we've been involved in this sport since its inception a couple of years ago. We handle onboard cameras, comms, special microphones, transmission units, and multi-viewers. And I'll kind of go into how we handle that.
And for the first time in Sail GP
So the idea behind Sail GP is you might think, oh, you know, another it's a sports thing that is traveling around the country and you know, chewing up all those fossil fuels and stuff like that. Really, in their case, everything is about being as green as possible. Right? So their big thing is carbon neutrality. So aims to be a carbon neutral sports organization. They don't use any airplanes to transport. They put everything on shipping containers and put them on the ocean to reduce the carbon emissions. They're very much about reducing any kind of harm to the environment by putting on these events. No single-use plastics, things like that, promoting renewable energy. Environmental awareness. So if you go to one of these races, it's all about how the environment is affected by lots of things, and they're trying to educate all the fans. And then sustainable practices, and they're working on implementing sustainable practices in event management, including waste reduction, energy efficiency, and eco-friendly transportation options. It's really interesting. And so one of those things is, you see here is like, here's a sailboat, and not really harming the environment, but then you got these chase boats. And what it is the coaches, when this thing first started, the coaches would chase and communicate to the boats about what's going on. You know, where they are in the race, what can do better, techniques and things from what their vantage point is telling them. So what they wanted to do is get away from these boats. First of all, the transportation costs were ridiculous. It's fossil fuels being used on the engines, which they want to get away from, things like that. So we offered up a technology solution to get these guys off the boat and reduce the carbon footprint for the event again, put fewer motorboats on the water. And coaches said this solution really raises their game and integrates the remote coaches with the crew, not to mention enhance fan experience. So what we did is we took the coaches off the water and really put them all into one central location using our Simply Live solution and multi-viewing solution. And so actually they're able to see a lot more telemetry data all in front of them, and it's a touchscreen solution, so they can go in there and they can actually replay during the race and look at things, and they can also use the communication and really have a bird's eye view of everything now. And it's actually a better solution according to them. So this is them all in one central location now. And they also decided to put them in kind of the fan experience VIP area. So you can imagine you walk in, yeah, it's champagne, it's nice food and all that kind of stuff, but the accessibility to the coaches and to see them all lined up and how they're interacting with their crews is quite an experience. So this is the view they have. Normally they'd be on the water at boat level, But in this case, they can get all this telemetry data here, along with all the video feeds, all the camera feeds, so they can really see where their team's doing and what their team's doing in the race. So this has actually changed how the sport is played or how the event is put on using technology. In this case, yeah, we have Bolero, which is our wireless intercom again. We have that all throughout. On each boat, there's a waterproof solution on the Bolero side for all the crews, waterproof headsets and things like that. Our artist intercom matrix is all part of this as well, because of how many teams are using it and how they want to talk and have separate conversations and things like that. RIEDEL Smart Panel user panels are all part of the compound as well at each station. Our MeteorNet TDM signal processing, so that's our audio and video transport over fiber products, are all throughout the compound as well, transferring all the camera feeds around. And then these Simply Live coaching stations, which was a major advancement for the sport. And this is all run, so Oracle is a major sponsor of of SailGP, and that's all run on the Oracle Cloud, if you're interested in that. Another product on kind of our managed technology side is the RefCam. So this actually attaches to our run headsets, which is what the NFL refs use. You can actually put a camera right on the side of it now. And it gives you incredible views that you've never seen before. And so this is, you know, the view from a soccer match in Europe. So high quality video along with a horizon hold. And so, you know, even if it falls crooked, it's going to hold that horizon as much as possible. And this is just, the fans would never see this. You know, you'd never see this perspective, and you never see the expressions on the guys' faces and how close they come to the ref. So once this kind of evolves a little bit more and is more of a solid product, which I think it's about there, we're gonna present this to, you know, college football leagues, you know, NFL is already looking at it as well. The NFL the quality was so good, they're worried about actually how much it sees on the sidelines. So they wanted to look at the equity of that. That's what it looks like. Tiny little camera, weighs nothing. So again, changing the officiating by creating maybe training videos that new referees can look at and see what the position they want to be in should be. It's changing the fan experience. If that's taken to air or put, you know, as kind of a second screen option, it's kind of interesting, right? So just another example of how technology is changing the fan experience and the officiating. Some specs on that camera, if you're interested. 6 grams, full HD. It's actually a 4K image that's actually cropped out, but full HD output. Image stabilization, parallel recording, ultra-wide field of view. IMU is an inertial measurement unit. It actually uses accelerometers and gyroscopes to measure acceleration and rotation, so it's a telemetry tool as well. And then remote control. And then finally, there's another application of watch app notifications for these referees as well. So if you're a linesman and you're using your eyes to see if that ball crossed the line, you can actually get a little alert on your watch, and it can tell you, yes, it crossed the line, and you can use that as another tool to make your decision. So kind of interesting. It's, you know, as we look at it, Do we want some kind of human error in sporting? Yeah, we probably do. It makes it more exciting. But the equity this provides, technology is it's hard to overlook, right? So RIEDEL is a German company, and our headquarters is in Wuppertal, Germany, kind of right outside of Cologne, about an hour from Cologne. We have what we call the Remote Operations Center, which can monitor referee communication, can monitor these cameras, can monitor all kinds of things in real time. So again, just enhancing this experience of the officiating, and hopefully a fan experience too, and the production teams as well. RefBox is one of our Simply Live offerings. So this is a kind of a sideline box that a referee would go up to and kind of review a play. Another offering that enhances the officiating as well. So really, just from the manufacturer's point of view, is really our mission is to improve main targets for our clients. So customer experience, content enhancement, and easy and safe, reliable production. Really, we don't say, hey, here's our catalog, go pick out some gear and we'll sell it to you. It's really, what do you want to achieve, not what do you need? You know, how can we build you a system that will support you instead of just picking out of a catalog? What are we looking for as far as a measurement of that? We really want to be able to handle high complexity, understanding productions from end to end. You know, everybody in our group needs to understand what a production is, what it takes to put it on, and be able to support the end user and our partners as well. And like I said, we have kind of really three parts of our business, but the two I'm going to talk about here is product business and managed technologies. The interesting thing about having managed technologies in the group is that they can use the products that we actually sell in the real world, break them, you know, try to find the flaws in the real world, and then bring that back to product management and make the products even better. Thank you very much. I appreciate it, guys.